ready to learn and experience the process of becoming a Medicare machine?
What it is, I guess I'm going to double check and make sure the audio is set up correctly this week. Last week we had the wrong microphone on. We look like we're good to go. Fantastico. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day today. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, whatever you want to call it. I call it the best day. Every day is the best day. So hope you're having a wonderful day. We are excited. Things have really been cooking for us lately, as far as really integrating and taking advantage of technology, both with AI as well as with automations and digital marketing. And really, it's taken it to a position where scaling is actually possible, because scaling a business off of referrals is nearly impossible. So I'm excited about the process of automations plus digital marketing equals you can scale your business and have a gas pedal. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Chilling. Haven't seen you with your hair comb for a while. I like it. You
Been a minute.
almost look like you know what you're talking about.
Halfway respectable.
Yeah, I've completely I'm completely overhauling my wardrobe, if you can't tell.
Yeah, I have noticed.
Yep. Stop wearing the polos lately.
Fair enough.
But it's been fun. Although yesterday, Johnny Dumbshit here decided that it was a good idea to do his T65 seminar wearing his Versace Culture polo. And I don't think it went over as well as I had hoped. I got more no's than I normally did, and so that's what I'm blaming it on, is my shirt. But I mean, when I look back at it, here's an interesting fact that I found. The 3 no's that I got were all people that were making, according to the system, were making more than $200,000 a year. So I don't know if that's coincidental, but anyways, that's the fun thing about data, is you can stare at it and you can pretend like it's going to affect something, and like sometimes make stupid decisions based off of data.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that there's a point to be made with that. Like doing low income seminars and educational stuff for housing, you don't want to roll in there looking like a scrub, but you also don't want to.
No, you don't want to flex on them. That's not a good look.
Yeah, no. So I mean, it's I can't remember what the show or movie was or whatever, where they like, our analytics have shown that this is the exact right amount of scuffing on the shoes to win the popular vote.
It's big facts for sure. So yeah, man. Where are you at in things? How's business? How's life?
Chaotic but good.
Yeah.
So trying to roll along. Didn't get to go on my trip like I wanted to, but that's all right. Make it happen some other time.
Thailand?
Yeah, close enough.
Where was it? Philippines. I don't know where Thailand is. I don't know where the Philippines are. I know they're both somewhere over the ocean.
Halfway around the world, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I know I ain't going either one of those places ever, even if someone gave me a free trip.
I don't know. I think it's something I definitely want to do, is travel a little bit.
Send me pictures, bro, because I don't have a lot of interest. Inside the United States, I like to travel. I just don't like the whole, the foreign thing. As crappy as our country's become, I still like it.
Right.
So
no, I'm just trying to gear up. I'm excited that I finally got a lot of the system issues and contracting stuff that I've been dealing with taken care of. So that's been nice.
I can tell you have a whole different look about you. And
so much stress off my plate with that.
It's amazing how much something like that can affect you too. But I'm glad you got all that straightened out. I'm really excited to launch this lead program we're doing for the team.
Yeah, no, it's good timing to get everything done, because lots and lots of opportunity going in there. So I jumped in just in time to catch you saying, whatever, trying to scale with referral.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm telling you, we got a message. I didn't even get a message. The computer got a message from Facebook that somebody clicked on the thing and filled out the form. It sent it a message. It sent 5 more text messages. And one time it even asked the same question twice, which I find out if you do that, it pisses some people off. So don't do that. Make sure your automations don't ask the same question twice. And one guy go, "Are you a robot or not? You asked me the same question twice. Sorry. I apologize." But you say, "Yeah, I do have a robot." That's the cool part about it is, but the automations, long story short, in 5 text messages back and forth, most of them for her were 1 or 2 words. I came in at the end and I was like, "Oh, good job, robot." And I said, "So are you available tomorrow at 10 a.m.?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Great." And so then we chatted that next day, and then we set up an appointment for when we did our team training. And I said, "How does that sound?" And she's like, "That sounds great." So then I wrote it out. It took me, like, as far as like working a lead, I had to I had to move my finger like this a couple times to type in a message of like, "Do you want to talk tomorrow?" Outside of that, I didn't burn a calorie, and an application fell in my lap, and that lady's super happy.
Yeah, no, it's nice to be able to pick up and help people out with that.
And it's crazy because every single one that I've converted so far has been T65, whether it's a low income one, whether it's a veteran one, whether it's a turning 65 one, like every single one of them so far, it's been like this magical T65. I don't even call it a lead machine. It's an application machine where you sit at the bottom and close.
It works.
So I'm excited to plug the team into it. And I'm going to be the only upline I know that does this for their broker community and plug them into leads where I'm not, all you other uplines out there that generate leads and then sell them to your team like a douchebag lead salesman. You're a douchebag, in my opinion. And you should be doing that kind of value for free. Like that's part of what your override is, not to make extra revenue by selling shitty leads. At least if you're going to sell shitty leads, make sure they're exclusive. But yeah, no, I'm going to change the game as far as that goes. I'm going to be doing free leads for our team. People are going to want on our team. And I made a decision. I keep wavering back and forth, and I got to stop wavering. But I'm going with my original idea, Tyler. I want a Spartan team. I don't want 1,000 agents. I don't want 500 ducks that do 5 a year and do 5 a year badly and put people in the wrong plan. I want like 20 to 30 monster all-stars that are out there helping people on levels that nobody else is doing. That's my vision. It's either that or I just cut the whole thing off and just
right off into the sunset.
Yeah. Which I almost quit twice over the weekend. If you're an entrepreneur and you don't almost quit at least once a week, then you're not really doing it right. You're not risking enough.
Yep. You're not investing yourself in there.
Right. You don't have enough skin, or my dad would say you don't have enough tit in the ring, or you don't have enough tit involved. Yep. That is one thing I did learn about people. Everybody pays attention when you grab them by the tit. That's what my dad taught me. So
yeah, it usually gets attention.
Excuse me, sir. You have my tit. So yeah, we keep talking about it, but I can't tell you how excited I am as I look at this. If I just look at the numbers, and I go from, take a guess, Tyler. We'll do like the jelly bean in a jar thing. How many leads do you think I have? I don't want to say accidentally, but I'm going to say definitely not polished. And I've kind of like stumbled my way into generating leads on my own just by listening to a few things, because I had a few people, Justin showed me a couple things, and it basically just gave me a if there was like, okay, I'm going to show you my secret sauce. Okay, ready? Okay, I got it. I think I got it. I think I'm going to copy that. I think I got it. And so then I just basically made my ads off of that one little peak that I got. But take a guess how many leads that we've generated since September 1st. So it's 6 months.
6 months. And this is just from the campaign?
Just the veteran leads.
Just the veteran leads. And just from like doing the ad campaign.
Just the ad campaigns.
So we're not talking about anything for like the seminars, any of that kind of stuff.
No.
473.
Close. 2,808.
Oh, super close.
Really close. And at
20%.
I'm only paying. I feel like I'm losing money here because I'm being forced to pay $2.12 per lead.
Oh, how do you afford to stay in business like that?
Would you like to buy some for 20? That's some of these upline FMO jackasses they're surviving. I figured it out. They're surviving on selling fucking leads.
Oh yeah, I know.
They'll sell the same lead to another agent.
Oh yeah. Like this didn't work. Let me sell this off to you. Let me run it through my LOA team, and then I'm going to sell it off to you if it doesn't work out.
It doesn't include the 277 low-income leads, and it doesn't include the 942 T65 leads.
Good Lord.
Which is blowing my mind. But I've spent more on 3 seminars than I've spent on all my digital marketing. And the digital marketing has brought back 10 to 1 on leads, at least. Probably more than that. 20 to 1. Isn't that crazy? So all y'all out there, if you want to, I'm just now stumbling into this crap. Imagine if I had figured this out, I don't know, 5 years ago.
Yeah, no, that's a little
when I think about it, I'm like, holy cow.
The only thing that I come back to on that is something that kind of drove everything for you and for myself as well, for a large portion of that, is having the system work like that is fantastic, but making sure that you can keep the retention with it. I mean, the lifetime value of a client for you and I compared to the average agent.
Yeah, but bro, what do you think the difference is?
Between
you and I and the average call center.
We talked about this the other day.
It's not as big of a margin as you think. Like for us, we might be mid to upper 90s on the retention, and a decent call center is going to be 70 to 85.
Is it really that high?
Yeah, they're not. I mean, because people don't want to change unless they're on a plan that doesn't serve them, like causes a point of pain, like their med's not covered, their doctor's not covered, or something. But in general, yeah, it's stickier than you think.
So I remember talking to,
like, bad ones are in the 50s, 60s, 40s, and shit. But that's because they're
like around a 50% retention.
But that's because you got no follow up
for 18 months.
You got no follow up.
See,
no back end.
And that's where I'm like, and that's, I guess, part of that is when going back to looking at data, when you're looking at the data, what are you talking about on your lifetime? Because if you look at the lifetime value data, that might be very different than a standard retention.
I was just at Justin's event. He basically has adjusted his LTV to about 1,500. I think that's reasonable. If you think, how many policies do you have that have been on the books for 5 years? That covers it, right? And so, I mean, that's the average policy. In industry wide, it's like 6 or 7 years. So people like us, it's got to. I mean, we haven't been. I don't have a mature enough book to know. I've been around long enough. What I can tell you is,
that I'm pissed off that I have 200 clients that I wrote since prior to 2018 that are still on the book that I have to service and I'm not getting paid for because
dirty ass people out there.
I'm just saying. But I mean, think about that. I've got 200 clients that I wrote prior to 2018 or prior to 2019, I guess, mid 2018, somewhere in there. That's 200 clients that are well over 5 years. Some of them, 10 years old.
That's crazy. And they haven't moved the whole time. That just tells you. People don't like to change unless there's a motivating reason to change. But changing for the sake of change, which is part of what I'm having to rewire. Like, if you want to be efficient and you want to do the right thing, you really should be talking to your clients about loyalty and staying in the same. Like, is it really worth changing for blank? Then sometimes it is. Like an example what I would give is for the low income market. Would someone who's surviving on $1,000 a month rather have $300 of grocery money instead of $200 of grocery money? Well, yeah. So if there's a situation like that, it's like makes sense. But Bill and Mary down the street who are doing just fine on their plan and have a $20 copay for specialist, and you have a plan that has a $10 copay for specialist, unless they're like going to the specialist all the time, like the disruption of that model isn't necessarily always worth it. Because anytime someone changes carriers, they got to deal with a lot more changes than just that. They got a new ID card. They probably have a new mail order vendor. They probably have a new preferred oxygen vendor or preferred whatever vendor and a preferred farm. All those things can change. Same thing with how the interface works on the web portal and how their website works and what technology they use. There's a lot of things that go into that. But I mean, this it's not hard. What part of this is hard, Tyler?
No, it's not.
You ever wake up in the morning and go, oh man, I gotta do whatever. Like maybe if you're dealing with a client that's like mad at you or something, but 9 out of 10 times I've had a client mad at me, it's been my fault. So it's not.
I've got a gal who I moved during. I mean, we were changing the plan one way or the other this year, and it was the service disruption. The whole United Denver Metro PPO thing that they did, where they're like, here's the old plan that we beat to hell and the new plan that looks just like the old plan before we smashed the shit out of it.
That's what I just asked them the other day because I did my AAPD brief. I was like, I want you to explain to me the logic here. Why would you, are you just trying to make life difficult? Because basically their position is, how come you had so many people change plans? Well, I don't know. How come you made it all impossible to keep people in the same plan?
It wasn't even close with the PPO in Denver.
No, I know. I wasn't even close with anything that I had out where I'm at, Morgan and everything else. And so, yeah, that's the thing. That's why I always tell clients too. That's what they asked me last night at the seminar I did. Which one's your favorite? I said, I don't have a favorite because they all change all the time and I don't have any control over it. And so I can't have a favorite on something I don't have any control over. It's.
Don't know. I mean, but with that, I had these people, I changed them, and we ended up switching carriers just because it lined up better for them based on what their needs were. But she's taking Ozempic, and she was taking it for blood pressure and weight loss and other, like she was pre-diabetic, had blood pressure issues and stuff. And so the main purpose behind it was weight loss. But it was because of the underlying health conditions the weight she'd gained was causing.
Right.
We changed carriers, and then she does her annual review in January and February. Now it's not getting covered because she's already lost the weight. Her blood pressure is down. Her A1C is back in check. And now she's mad at this new company thinking it's their fault that it's not being covered. Well, now the only reason that your doctor has on there is weight loss, which isn't a covered item.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like it end up being the same on any of the carriers, but she thinks it's this other company's fault because we moved plans.
Oh, she thinks it's the new company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how people's brains work and their process of processing things.
It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So and that's one of the things, like this year was really frustrating with that disruption specifically, but the years where you have a drug card where for whatever reason they decide to kibosh the good one that they have merge it with a top tier plan, and then put out a new low end plan. And then I've got 300 med sup clients who are taking nothing or just some cheap tier 1 and 2 drugs. I'm going, hey, we have to change your drug card. And I'm wasting 20 minutes with 250 people to change a damn drug card because they couldn't just leave well enough alone.
Right.
And that happens more often than not. And that's, to me, that's, I think, where that point of pain is, where you end up with the disruption and, people changing and getting into that situation. And I almost wonder if the carriers don't do that on purpose to shake the tree, so to speak.
I 100%. There's no one will ever convince me that United Healthcare didn't do that so that they could shake the tree of lazy agents and not have to pay commissions on some of them.
Well, and I don't even know that it's necessarily coming down to the commissions on some of it.
I don't know what else it would be.
Well, because, you think about it, right? If someone's in a call center, they're not an agent 99% of the time, right? They're an LOA.
Yeah.
So just because the agent's gone doesn't mean that the LOA team isn't going to work that or whatever. And those ones may not be as bad because they have people out there doing service work on the books.
Yeah.
But they're going to own the book. They're, the company's not going to get rid of the commission. But what it might be trying to force, in my mind, is how much service work do you do for your clients?
Right.
How much do I do? Right? Agents like us, we're going to take care of them. How much money does that save the carriers by not having to have that many more man hours every week?
How many complaints are saved? How much dollars are saved? It's immeasurable, the impact that a good agent like you or I has.
And that's where my thought process is with it. It's not necessarily to disrupt and cause issues for us, but to help the clients to get that kind of service from agents like us.
Right.
Which on my whole soapbox would be my preaching status. If I could ever go down and slap the crap out of some lawmakers and decision makers with CMS, like, hey, how about you put in some common sense rules, jackasses?
That would be helpful for sure. For sure.
But no, I think the automations will be great, and it may not maintain that, 93%, 96% 5-year mark, but at a 20% cost per, 20% cost per acquisition being 20 times cheaper, realistically, to break even on there, you have to keep the average client, 6 months?
Yeah. Stupid.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's, I think, part of where the system gets taken advantage of when it's used by people who aren't going to do that follow-up and back end. Like, if you just sat there and went, hit the gas and just cranked it up and we're writing 300 apps a week by yourself, like, hey, Mrs. Jones, yeah, you responded to this, perfect, let's put you on a plan. Yeah. And then you do no back end service work. Like, that's where I think the problem comes into play.
But still,
like you were saying,
more than half of those stick, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's just dumb. But
I don't get it.
Where what you were saying to start with, where the uplines are selling leads to, like, you have the revenue, you get the override to be able to provide certain things. So being able to do that and provide that for your team, now you can still build the team up with even just a Spartan team to where you could hit that gas pedal and have everyone just slamming out applications. You can do the 300 and know that it's getting divvied up between 30 people. That's really only 10 per agent. And now you have that same volume, but with the service work and the retention and everything else going along with it.
Yeah. So,
I mean, there's a right way to do things. There are a lot of wrong ways to do things.
There's a wrong way and there's my way.
That's right.
All right, man. Well, I think this format of a little bit shorter will be better for us. But we're already out of time. That's fun.
Oh, crap.
But yeah, join us again next week. Join us at MedicareCon if you're not going already. Join us at SWAT. Join us at, I don't know what else. I think it's all I'm going to do this year. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all I got on my agenda. Be a good time.
It's going to be a good time.
Vegas is always a good time.
Yes, sir. Well, cool, brother. Well, let's, what do you want to talk about next week? We should probably try to get a new guest. I think we're due to get Jalon on. So, Jalon, if you're watching this or the recording, we want you on the podcast.
Yeah, I need an update on how everything went.
Yeah, I got kind of an update, and he's crushing it. Stupid. All you FMOs out there, for your agents that go to my boot camps, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. You ain't done shit to help them grow. They come to one of my boot camps, and then they do more apps they've ever done in their life. One guy we talked to in the last 2 months, I shit you not, he just implemented one strategy I gave him, and one strategy only. This guy's in his first year, and he wrote 140 something apps in 2 months. This time of year. So, if you're not plugging in, like right now we have no viewers, what are y'all doing with your lives? Are you out writing apps? Because if not, you should be paying attention and asking questions and shit. But anyways, I digress. I'm done chasing people down. Those that want to do this. Those that don't, I'm going to talk shit to. So that's how it's going to be.
It works for me.
Good. All right, brother. Love you. We'll see you next week.
Love you, brother. Everybody take care.